share screen. So awesome. Welcome everyone to our coach sneak peek for this month. I'm so excited to see so many of your faces here. Thank you for taking the time to be here live. You'll have the opportunity to ask questions anytime. I'll get to all of the questions at the end, but I completely understand what it's like when there's a question in the moment. So put it in the chat so you don't lose track of it. And I just want to take the moment to say, you might not know who I am. And basically, you were invited here by a coach. And one of the beautiful things that is through this business is we work together as a team. So what I'm going to be sharing with you here is a little bit about my story, a little bit about what we do as coaches, and then it'll be on you to go back to the coach that invited you to this event to discuss basically this opportunity for yourself. My hope is that you get to the end of the call today and basically feel that feeling for yourself of knowing if this is a right fit or not. This business isn't for everyone, and that's why I just want to be open and share what we do, and you'll know at the end of this call if it's for you. And we are so hopeful that you choose to work with us on your team and really take things to the next level. So with that, I'm going to share my screen and walk through a little bit of a PowerPoint slide. And then of course, we'll do Q&A afterwards. Alrighty. So I am going to, Rachel, I can see you. Can you see my screen? Perfect. All right. So we're going to talk today, obviously, about what is coaching. Some of you may already be familiar with Beachbody products and programs as a challenger, and some of you may not. So if those are things that you have questions about throughout this presentation, of course, like I said, just ask. But I want to start by really sharing a little bit about my story and where I was 5 years ago before I started coaching. I was a recent college grad and I had moved to a new state. I moved to Texas from Virginia. My boyfriend at the time followed me and we went through the journey of living together. Obviously being in a new state was challenging from a female friendships standpoint. I was used to a sorority and having people that I immediately connected with, and then, didn't quite have that same feeling here. I had a lack of hobbies, which I don't know how many of you have been in the situation with a significant other, but they might not always want to spend every minute with you. And so that was challenging for me, where I had this nag of I need to be doing something, and I didn't have anything to do. So I kept bugging him to hang out with me. And that that was just an interesting dynamic. I became a new dog mom. This was a little bit of an unexpected situation. We knew we wanted a dog, but not in an apartment. So I went to the adoption agency to learn more about the process. I called him. I said, "You've got to come. I found a dog." So it was unexpected. He was a puppy. You can see the picture of him there. I think he was maybe 3 months old in that picture. And that really was the catalyst for some significant changes for me. Having a young puppy that I didn't grow up with dogs in the house. Little fun fact, we found out later in adulthood, my dad lied about being allergic to dogs. So that's why we never had a dog. So I had no idea what I was doing, but I also fell dearly in love with being a dog mom. So cuddling on the couch was my new favorite hobby. And what that meant was a lot of things changed for me. I felt extremely guilty leaving him for work, and I would come home every day for lunch. I had thankfully a 15-minute commute. So I would come home, let him out, go back to work, and I just couldn't get myself to go to the gym after work and leave him back in his crate for even longer. And so we got him in September. For the next 4 months of that year, I didn't go to a gym. Mind you, I still paid for my membership, and I had always been someone who loved working out, loved being active. And so I didn't go to the gym, and that translated into other areas of my life. We started eating out more because part of our routine when we would go to the gym is we would go grocery shopping on the way back, and then we would meal prep at home. So now we're eating out. And the other thing for me too was I was preparing foods, like making our plates for me and my boyfriend. Well, he was like almost 100 pounds more than me, and I would prepare the same plate. So even if I said I was eating healthy and there were veggies on the plate and like a grilled versus a fried protein, I was in the extremely wrong proportions of each of those items. So I was struggling through that without knowing it at the time. And it all compounded into me gaining weight. And the weight gain was harder for me than I think I knew. It was something where I was in a like denial for a while. My boyfriend never made me feel like anything was wrong with me. I mean, we had such a big difference between us that I was like, oh, maybe it's not that much. And then my pants started getting tight and then my shirts didn't fit. And I had to buy new work clothes. And that was really frustrating to have to spend money on something that didn't make me happy. The kicker to like the cherry on top was going home for Christmas that year. So remember, we got my dog in September. 4 months later, I go home for Christmas. My mom hadn't seen me in months. She's my best friend. And she says, don't gain any more weight. And all of a sudden it became real. It was like me telling myself that it really wasn't that much. And this and that was like, okay, hello, wake up call. Something's got to give. So in that moment, I was like, I need to get back into working out. It gives me so much more energy. And I still couldn't wrap my head around going to the gym. I didn't want to leave him. He was only 4.5, 5 months old. Like it just didn't feel right. For almost 2 years up until that point, the girl I went to high school with had been asking me about trying her at-home workout programs. And like I said, I was actively going to the gym. I didn't see the point, and honestly, I thought they were all cardio and thought I would never be interested in that. And now I was at a place in my life where it actually sounded like a really good idea. So I reached out the day after Christmas. I said, I'm in, sign me up. And I had done my own research and knew there was a 30-day money back guarantee. And I said, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to go in, balls to the walls for 30 days and show them that this doesn't work for me. Joke's on me. I went in. My first program was 3 weeks long. I lost 6 pounds. I felt amazing. I canceled my gym membership. And I also felt this sense of belonging that I didn't know I would find in that community, which came from the women supporting me in my journey. And the reason that's so important is because that's part of what helped me stick with my journey for those 3 weeks. And after recognizing the results I was getting, I signed up to become a coach, mainly for the discount at first. But because I was so in love with it, I started sharing my journey with others. And that brings me to what's happened since then. So now I'm 28 years old. I'm still doing these at-home workouts exclusively. I'm obsessed with them. And I've found a way that works with me having a full-time job to stay not only engaged in this community with women who are lifting me up in my own fitness journey, but also outside of that into other areas of my life. So working this business has been an extreme joy and something that I didn't know I needed in my life. And so since then, I've been able to earn 4 luxury vacations with the company. One of those things that I didn't think was in the cards for me working it part-time. We paid for our wedding, which was last fall. So that boyfriend I was telling you about, yeah, he's now my husband. And he's very happy that I have my own hobbies and things to do when he wants his alone time. Paid for our wedding in cash. I've helped women lose anywhere from 5 to 70 pounds. And let me tell you, like, there's nothing more fulfilling than knowing that you're able to support and help another woman in their journey. Our team is currently ranked 481. And I know some of the other leaders on this call are also right there at the 1,000 mark and these incredible top 1% of the company leaders, which is so amazing that you are joining into that. I was able to switch careers into a job that I love. So I thought I had graduated college into my dream company. And just through the personal development and the amount that I learned about myself as a coach, I realized that I wanted to shift into a different direction. I honestly got my job that I have now that I love because of coaching. I was networking with someone. We were talking about my love as coaching, my love for the community, and my love for just helping other people through this service. And that person said, that's like what I do for my full-time job. Have you ever thought about doing it? And so I switched into like customer relations and marketing from my engineering career. So it has helped me in so many ways. The confidence that I've gained. I started a podcast, which honestly, if you would have told me that 5 years ago, I would have thought you were completely out of your mind. The friendships, you guys, like I'll say community over and over and over again. We just had our wedding in the fall, and half of my friends were from my sorority and half of my friends were from people I've met through coaching. It's just been one of those life-changing experiences. And I think what I'm going to end with on this slide is I'm dreaming big. I am not focused now on a life that other people imagined for me, and really opened up into this world where I'm motivated by the potential that there is. And a lot of that for me comes down to having options for our future, options on where we want to live, options on what my work lifestyle looks like for career. And that would have never been possible for me to think about or have been encouraged to go down that route without the women and the community and the structure that there is in coaching. So what do you really do? What is the work behind coaching? One of the most amazing things that there is as part of the coaching business is the fact that if you're already a customer and you're using the products and the programs, you're basically doing what we do as a foundation, but you're not getting paid for it. So these coaching responsibilities on the left-hand side, committing to a fitness program, when we are here to help other people and show them what's possible, part of that starts from our own journey and being a proof of the product, essentially saying, I am going through this with you. So committing to a fitness program, drinking your supplements, the same way that I committed when I started my journey 5 years ago is what I'm continuing to do because it works. And when I'm able to show that it works, it motivates other people to want to try it out as well. And that allows me the opportunity to truly change their life like it did for me. Engaging in personal growth. I touched on this a little bit and how it translated to my personal life with my career. But this has been one of the most incredible things. I've never worked for a company that's told me that I should grow personally and challenge myself every day. And having an opportunity where you're encouraged to do that and shared with all of this knowledge, it really transforms who you are as a person. And I wish I could bring my husband onto this just to tell you what that transformation has meant into our relationship too, and how we've changed. Checking in with your boot campers. I mean, you guys are all in these groups together. If you're already a customer, you're seeing posts and engagement, and you are interacting with others because you get involved in this community. That's part of coaching as well. And then, of course, as you continue to grow your business and bring on your own coaches, that also translates into checking in with your coaches and your team. So that's the foundation. Beyond that, there are daily action items that move your business. And this is where I really want to focus on. The work we do is intentional. You may see our faces on social media, but we are not scrolling social media without a purpose. It is so easy to get lost in that app, especially now that there's reels and all this stuff that's just engaging on another level. To notice all of a sudden that you've spent 30 minutes, sitting down, scrolling, and your finger starts cramping, and that time is out of your day. This isn't something where we are going to tell you have to work 3-4 hours a day in your business. All of us here, and I can bet the coach who invited you to this call, works a full-time job or has full-time responsibilities in their household or somewhere in their life. Having all of the time in the world to work a business is not one of the things that we see for coaches that are on our team. But what we do teach and what we do focus on is how to be smart with the time that you have and prioritizing your schedule to grow your business. And so those things look like inviting, they look like posting on social media, they look like following up, having conversations and expanding your network. And all of that sounds really cool on a PowerPoint slide. And you might be thinking, I don't actually know how to do any of that. I don't have a big social media following. I'm not confident with what to post. Don't worry, that's actually what we do as your mentor and as your team, is teach you how to do those things. So I think when I started posting or before I became a coach, my social media was my dog, of course. That was like the only focus of my life, and like landscapes from travel and like pictures of my beers at breweries. I was not 100% at all comfortable showing my face, hardly ever. And when I started sharing about the journey, it was not anywhere near what you see that I do now. It was pictures of like my shoes and the weights on the floor. I mean, it was a process, and that's part of what we're giving you permission for here, is that you learn through this. You're not expected to come into this knowing everything. And along with that, with this being a process, is I just want to point out that that also goes for your own physical journey. It is something where there's no way that a coach looks. And being on that journey, just like I said, with committing to a fitness program and committing to your supplements, is part of you always being in the trenches with your customers. So do not feel that you're any less qualified because of a certain way that you look or where you are towards your goals. That only makes you more relatable to the people that you're here to serve. I want to share that this isn't just me that feels that coaching has had a huge impact in their life. But I also want you to see, as I read through these different slides, that the impact that coaching has is in so many different ways for different people, that it has impacted, me from the career standpoint and confidence. But let me just read through these next 3 slides of some other stories for you to see the impact that coaching has had. And these women have been in the business anywhere from 6 months to over 6 years. So this is an impact that goes beyond just a long-term commitment. So Amber says, coaching has changed my whole mindset. I know there are people who need me to be the support just as much as I need them. I wake up and work out because someone out there was just like me, looking for that encouragement. Coaching has helped me stay accountable with myself and continues to. It has given me a community that cheers me on every step of my life beyond fitness. Coaching has gave me an opportunity to help others grow in their own life and reach goals some never thought were possible. She's basically been given this permission to dream, and also feels like she has a safe space when things are tough and that people are there to help her go through that. It's amazing. Danielle is on the call. What's up? Danielle says 95% of my friends have come from me being open enough to share my story and invite others to be a part of this community. Every day I wake up and I'm focused on learning and growing instead of lurking in social media and clocking away my hours. I'm constantly trying new things and connecting with people who enhance my life on all cylinders. I wouldn't have been strong enough or financially stable enough to weather being on furlough during a pandemic, switching jobs twice the last 2 years, or pursuing dating with an open heart if it wasn't for being a leader here. Coaching has empowered me to begin therapy and work through my trauma, push myself to work for big goals, building financial independence alongside a team I love, and truly has made me a better human. Oh my gosh, these just make me so excited, you guys. And Rachel, also, what's up, girl? Coaching has impacted my life in so many ways. It's pushed me to get comfortable being uncomfortable. It challenges the vision of who I thought I was to being much stronger and more capable. Coaching has helped me break down the walls of the box I put myself into and helped me really flourish into the optimistic woman I am today. Without coaching, I wouldn't have had the pleasure of meeting some amazing badass women, sorry kids, who are now best friends, some I've never met in real life, but I couldn't do life without. Coaching isn't just a business opportunity, it's truly a path for you to become the best version of you. And what I want you to maybe pick up from this that I see is that these women feel supported and feel like they're becoming the best version of themselves. This isn't a box that you're put into to become a certain type of person. You're celebrated for who you are, and your individuality is what makes you successful as a coach, because that's what someone is specifically looking for and needs, is your story and your perspective on things. I think I also just wanted to touch on this for you guys and share a little bit about the training. I mentioned some of those actions earlier, and that they may sound unfamiliar and they may sound new and they may sound scary. That's normal. And that's why the team that you'll join will have created a training system that's simple for you to get started. So each coach has a little bit of their own system. I won't go into the exact specifics, but this that I'm going to follow here is true for all of them. There's a system for you to follow. There's something in place that when you commit to being a coach, that you'll be able to get started with training and with support. You'll work directly with your coach, but you're also supported by a team. This isn't just a one and done, you sign up and you don't hear from anyone, or you don't know what to do next, and you have multiple people there cheering you on. You'll learn how to do those needle moving daily actions, because like I said, you're not expected to know that right now. And you'll also get to work at your own pace. This is something where you're given the tools to be able to succeed. And then it really is up to you on how much do you want it, and how hard are you willing to stay focused on the items and the things that are taught to you to be able to move your business forward at whatever pace works for you and you're comfortable with. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I got to find my mouse. There it is. And I want to open it up for some questions, if there are any from you guys so far. You're welcome to like unmute or put in the chat. I will say the beginning of the year is a really exciting time to join as a coach for multiple reasons. One, people started out in January with all these New Year's resolutions. And this is the time of the year where that excitement has worn off. And they might exactly be looking for some support and help to jump back into their goals. We just went through the Super Bowl weekend, which was a lot of exposure to things that maybe have been a little bit of a derailment. Valentine's Day can do that for a lot of people, and spring break is coming up as well. So there's these opportunities where people are looking for that support, and you could be that for them.
I just wanted to add one thing onto this, the income disclaimer, since I think that's really important, that Beachbody guarantees no level of income or success. It's all based on your hard work, diligence, and skill. Only because I think, like Jess said, she's done a lot. There's many coaches on our team that's done a lot, but it is important to remember that this does take work, like anything meaningful in life. But whatever you want out of it, whether that's $50 a month or you dream as big as you want to, that's something that I, like Jess said, she dreams big. I never did when I came out of grad school. And this has kind of empowered me to do that, where financially now I have goals that I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even think that that was possible with a part-time business that is run my way on my time, how I want. And that's just such a blessing that we don't always know until we kind of dive in and let ourselves embrace it. So.
Thank you, Danielle. Well, there are no other questions. I wanted to be cognizant of everyone's time and keep it under 30 minutes. So, I just encourage you to take this call, whether you're watching it live or recorded, and share with the coach that invited you that you got through it, and what your honest thoughts are. And of course, if you have more questions, they're there to help answer them for you. But we hope to see you in our team page. We hope to see you join us, and have an awesome rest of your evening.